This is the Auto Seller, a machine capable of transporting wood directly from your sawmill system into the wood drop-off. And in this video, I will show you exactly how to build and use the Auto Seller, so without further ado, let's get right into what materials you will be needing. Okay, so before we start, I want to mention that I will be building the machine in this plot here. However, it can also be built in all of these plots, and I'll explain how to do that later on. Anyways, to actually start the build, you're going to want to grab one of your ladders and place it from the very corner of your base and shift it over by 3 studs. Note that for this location, you will need to access a corner of your plot to build the machine. However, this can be achieved in various ways whilst only using around $30,000. Anyways, back to the build. Now you just want to place your remaining ladders directly on top of the first ladder that you placed down. Next, you want to just grab your Vols all-purpose hauler and place it so that it's lined up with the side of your base with the button facing away from your base, like this. You also need to make sure that the corner of the Vols is lined up with your ladders. Now you want to simply go on top of your Vols all-purpose hauler and place a large floor down so that it's oriented like this. From there, simply grab 2 large tiles and place them on top of each other on the edge of the large floor. From there, you can delete the large floor. Now grab your gloomy seascape at dusk painting and place it up at the top on top of the large tiles. Grab your second painting and place it right behind the first one. From there, simply go up and repeat this process with your 2 paintings until you have moved each painting 2 times in total. And now you can go down and grab your straight conveyor. Make sure you place the straight conveyor so that it is a few studs above the ground like this. You can test if it's working by spawning in the Vols all-purpose hauler and pressing E-move B on these paintings. If doing this turns your truck into a conveyor, that means it worked, congratulations. Otherwise, simply go and replace the straight conveyor as many times as you need before it starts to work. Anyways, from here you can delete the large tiles and move your gloomy seascape paintings down below as you will not need them for this next step. Next, you will have to get the truck out of the way, so simply E-move B the conveyor and then drive your truck off of the stand. Go back on top of the truck spawner and place down a smooth wall like this. From there, rotate it and place it so that it's next to the other smooth wall except facing vertically. Now place a few of them down below like this just so that you have a guide for how to place your utility vehicle. When placing the utility vehicle, make sure that the front and the headlights are facing down and that it's perfectly lined up with the other smooth wall that you placed down earlier. Once you've placed the utility vehicle, you can delete some of these blueprints here and place down your button near the utility vehicle. And then simply wire up the button's end to the utility vehicle spawner. Next, you can simply move your basic glass door up to the spawn pad area and place down a tiny floor on top of the smooth wall like this. From there, rotate your glass door and place it so that it perfectly lines up like this with the edge of the smooth wall. From there, you can delete all of these blueprints. To test it, simply spawn the Vols all-purpose hauler and it should still have the conveyor effect, and then press this button here. You should notice that the property has now been transferred to the door itself. To get started on the actual door bridge, you need to start by unwelding your door by simply opening it and then E-move B'ing it. And now you'll need to build a door bridge spanning 28 fat doors. Now there are many different ways that you can use to make this door bridge, but I recommend doing as follows. Start by placing all of your fat doors in a line like this in this exact orientation, and then open them all up like so. Make sure your glass door is also opened up at this stage. From there, simply grab each fat door and place it on top of the glass door like this. The door will automatically open up, allowing you to place the next door without having to do anything to the previous one. And from there, simply repeat this process with all 28 fat doors. Note that as you get higher up, you may need some extra infrastructure such as ladders in order to facilitate all of the door placing. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter what you do to make the door bridge as long as the bridge is exactly 28 fat doors high. And if you're off by 1 or 2 doors, it's not really that big of an issue as you'll just realize your mistake later on and you can simply go up and add some more doors. Anyways, once all of your doors are placed down, all you need to do is simply reload your slot in order to save all of them and weld them all together. One of the only flaws with this design is that sometimes on reload the conveyor system will actually not work because the conveyor will like slightly shift over in one direction, but it's really easy to fix. All you have to do is get rid of your cars if they were welded in, and then move your conveyor out of the way. From there, go ahead and grab a smooth wall and place it along the edge like this, followed by 2 tiles. Now copy the same method that we did earlier with the gloomiest seascape paintings by just placing them each 2 times total on top of each other. And for your last one, I recommend rotating it a little bit so it just sticks out so you can place a conveyor more easily. So yeah, all you have to do is place down the conveyor and then you're all set to go again. I'm not really sure why this happens sometimes and doesn't happen other times, but I would recommend just saving this video in case you ever need to reset your machine. I also recommend keeping these paintings right here for quick resetting, although sometimes the paintings themselves also move, so you may just have to redo all of it. Anyways, to make the machine actually work, simply move your glass door so you make sure it's welded, and then lower it like this, and then spawn a car. And, well, I got pink truck in this recording, which is kind of rare I guess, but that's not the point. Anyways, you'll notice that now all of the doors have a conveyor property to them, meaning that any wood that you put on the doors like this will actually automatically get sent straight towards the wood drop-off. And from there, you're basically free to do whatever you want with your machine. Basically, just take whatever sawmill system that you currently have, connect some vertical conveyors to it, and then place the wood so that it will line up directly in between the knobs on the doors here. But anyways, no matter how you do it, all of the wood will eventually end up on the doors like this and moving straight towards the wood drop-off. So literally all you have to do is put your wood into the sawmill and it will automatically go all the way to the wood drop-off without any interaction. Now, there is a slight chance that the wood may ricochet off the conveyor, but again, this is very small, and you shouldn't worry about it too much, as you can simply go and check the wood drop-off when you're done using the contraption, and put back any wood that fell off. As promised at the start of the video, here's the other 4 plots that you can build this device from. The first one up here, all you need to do is place 1 ladder down and then continue the build as normal. However, you will need around 66 doors in total. For this plot, you will need 6 ladders and you can build it on this starting piece of land. You will have to place the ladders 3 over and you will need 52 doors. And finally, for this plot here, you can build at the very corner with only 1 expansion. However, you will also need 6 ladders and approximately 47 doors. Anyways guys, that's going to be it for this tutorial. It was definitely one of my more ambitious ones. However, I truly think that this design will help you out a lot in the long term if you decide to build it right now. Well, I got nothing else to say, so this is it for me. Goodbye.